everyone. Today I'm gonna see because I have seen a lot of what if, so I decided to, give Deku a different power. From slime. Yeah, I'm gonna give him what if Deku literally has the Raphael and the Fox from Rimuru in season 2. Yeah, I'm gonna give him those two powers. I decided to, find out what if Deku had Raphael and the Fox Spirit power from Slime, and I'll just get started in the video. Oh, I forgot. Some of the powers that Deku will have, like Degenerate, and some of the power from his time would basically match up in it. So I will just get in the video, and you guys will know. When Deku was born, he had a glowing red eye, and the other one, and in one eye. Deku was born with one eye red, the other eye would be, blue like Rimuru's. The doctor would say that it was a mutation quirk that he just manifested, but when they tried to scan him and check if he had a quirk, they were actually more shocked. He doesn't even have a quirk. So Inko would say that impossible. So Hiro should stick around until he reach 18, cause I don't want him just to be abandoned by his father. Yeah, Deku would have the power. Deku would have power, but when they reach the age of 4, he would basically go to preschool. Everybody manifests their power, but they didn't know that Izuku actually has a power. Basically, Bakugo would start bully Deku, but this time from the original canon, instead of Deku getting beat up and taking that from Bakugo, basically Deku would literally beat him up instead. Yeah, basically Deku just simply swipe his finger across Bakugo, and he just saw literally 2 fox come out of his body. And he wondered, where did these fox come from? Everyone would be surprised, including the teachers, cause Deku literally just summoned 2 spirit fox in the class, and everyone would actually be more shocked. Even Bakugo. He said, how is even this possible? You're quirkless. Deku would say, I'm not quirkless. I have power. I'm sorry about the notification. He would say, I have power, but I didn't want to tell anyone. Not even the doctors know about my power. Not even the quirk doctor. Because this is not a quirk. This is a skill I develop. Basically, I'm just gonna give him the skill from Rimuru. Yeah, I'm just gonna put some of those skills in this what if. And Deku would proceed to, basically beat up Bakugo. Instead, he would naturally beat up Deku in the canon. Deku would beat the living crap out of Bakugo. How many times? In comes to strength, he's in number 1. Speed, everything he has is number 1. Durability, number 1. Basically, everyone is wondering about this prodigy kid, that how is he this powerful and he doesn't even have a quirk. Obviously, Inko will try to take him to the quirk doctor, and the quirk doctor will say that he's still quirkless, but he has power. Basically, the quirk doctor would get suspicious of that and decide to run a few tests. Obviously, Deku didn't want to do the test because he doesn't want anyone to find out his power. And Inko respect Deku's wishes and just bring him home. When Deku lie down, he would basically see 2 persons. When Deku went home, he basically went in his room and told his mother he's gonna go to bed early. He said, okay, but remember to eat your food later. As Deku goes up in his room and lie down, he saw 2 people. Not 2 people, 1 person and a fox that can literally talk. Basically, you saw Rimuru and... sorry for the notification. You saw Rimuru and a fox. A female fox. A demi fox, to be exact. They would say, I have seen you have seen most of what happens in your life. Great job defending yourself. Rimrui would say that, but Deku would say on there, "Who are you?" Deku would say, "I'm the reason why no one can tell what's your power. My name is Rimuru, a demon lord." Deku would get shocked and say, "A demon lord? What are you planning to do?" He said, "Don't worry. I'm just here to see that you don't do anything stupid with our powers." Powers? Yes, and Rimuru explained to him what his power is, like Raphael, Degenerate, Beelzebub, Hellflare, Black Lightning, and able to create new power and new skills. Basically, Deku would be a little bit lost, so he decided that he used Raphael and showed him his memory. After Deku literally saw his memory, he saw that those two are actually good people. They actually built a monster town and everything. So he decided to trust them. Reaver would begin to say that you need to be careful with my power, because if anyone finds out about my power, you would basically be taken away from your mother. So Deku would from then forward, Deku would probably create new quirks or skills, you will say, and he would basically begin to walk up and down and try to see what happened and such. When Deku was 6 years old, he actually developed 30 new skills or quirk, you want to call it. I'm not gonna get into detail because trust me, there's so many quirks I don't want to get in. I don't want to say them out. I want to give you a brief summary. He would basically have some of Benimaru's power with the sword. He wouldn't have Benimaru with the sword. He would basically train with Rimuru on the swords, but Rimuru would start to bring Hakuryu in and make Hakuryu start training Deku. And you know how Hakuryu is, from Slime. Yeah, he basically he's an evil person. Even though he's not evil, he's just literally O2 OP with the swords. Deku would begin to train from 5-year-olds. Cause I forgot to mention, when Deku is dreaming, it's like one year in when he's dreaming. Not 1 year, 5 months when he's dreaming in the dream world. Basically, Deku would start sleeping more often, and study at the same time, and develop new quirks or skills. After a few years, a new girl coming, I would just say Uchaku Maraka, but she was quirkless, and everyone decided to pick on her, including Bakugo. But this time, Deku wasn't around to stand by and simply, watch someone quirkless get beat up. So Deku would say, "Leave her alone, or else you're gonna be dusted. You're gonna eat dirt." Bakugo would basically most likely be afraid of Deku. Sorry for the notification. Deku would proceed to literally beat the living crap out of Bakugo if he doesn't. So Bakugo would mostly be afraid of Deku. And Shima Umurako would probably start talking and such, but Umurako would say, "I wish I had a quirk." And basically Izuku had an idea about how she can get a power without anyone knowing. Deku would proceed to ask her to come over to her house. And her mother would basically Ochaku would ask her mother and her father. They would say okay, and those two would proceed to go over there and meet Inko and her. I don't want to say his Hiroshi. Yeah, Hiroshi Midoriya, and they would have a little play date. But then Deku would decide to give her a quirk. When they decided to, sorry if I mix up with Izuku. Izuku would decide to, use Degenerate and give her a power. He decided that he has too many powers, so he decided to give her 3 of them. He would give her shadow, the body double power. He would give her black lightning, and he would give her not Hellflare. Let's just say, how can I say? He gave her not a capture technique. I don't know. Guys, leave in the comments and tell me what kind of OP power that he should get. Yeah. Basically, he would give her 3 power, but he told her not to tell anyone about it. Basically, Umuraka kept it a secret from everyone, and they will actually go up to middle school. Then everyone was the teacher would come in and say, "Ugh, okay, everyone, I'm gonna have to ask you to fill up this form, but I don't even think that's necessary because I know all of you want to become heroes." That he would proceed to say, and then Bakugo would probably get up and say, "Yeah, these extras don't even have a cork dent on us." Everyone would start looking at Bakugo and thinking that maybe he's right, maybe he is better, but Izuku would say, don't think of Bakugo that way. Bakugo is only a hot-headed freak. Basically, he would turn around and say, "What did you say, Deku? You said if you want a next beating like the last time, don't piss me off." Bakugo would proceed to try to do something, but sorry, I keep saying Rimrui instead of Izuku. Izuku would activate arcane thread feathers. So basically, he wouldn't move. Yeah, he wouldn't even move to try to even explode Deku's chair. And basically, for the sludge villain, I'm just gonna say Izuku actually knows that he's around him, so he decided to activate a skill called what kind of skill can I give Deku now? In this different multiple Ice Walker. Yeah, I'm gonna give him the power of Ice Walker. It's essentially just to capture people who is in the range of Izuku. Like I will say, if anyone tries to attack Izuku, they will basically turn to ice. Obviously, he can dissolve it, and basically, All Might would pop up and say, "Oh, I am here." He would only see Izuku basically flying away, and with Uchaku, he would want. All Might wouldn't worry about it and just simply tuck up the sludge villain and just go away with it. Yeah, he would proceed to go away, and after that, the 10-man change would begin. Even Uchaku and Izuku would naturally try to spar and more. Basically, their sparring and their swordmen had gotten stronger, and their IQ are, I'd say, Uchaku's one is above average, almost to a genius, but Izuku IQ is a genius as hell. Cause Rimuru gave him most of his power. Like, you gave him Great Sage. No, not even Great Sage. You gave him Raphael, cause Raphael's still with him and such. You'd get Raphael and some more skill and Degenerate. Those two are the most skills that Rimuru gave him. So they could actually create more skills and quirk. And right then and there, when they were about to ready before the entrance exam, they decided to go out to walk. Basically, they would see Koda's mother and father, and they would see Muscular, and none of the heroes couldn't even touch Muscular, cause the muscle, cause his quirk is like his strength enhancement. So those two decided that they wanted to protect that boy's mother. They decided to they couldn't just stand by and do nothing. So basically, Uchaku just simply used body double skill and create 5 her for herself, training with her using hand-to-hand combat and overpowering Muscular. Muscular would charge up a big a punch with his right fist and try to hit her with it. But when she looks at when the fist ready to impact, Deku decided to step in and create a barrier between them. Sorry for the notification. When Deku did this, all the heroes and even the pro hero, all the heroes and the cop would wonder, who are these two? Deku would proceed to not even use his sword and not even unsheath it, much less. He basically uses the sheath of the sword, and he literally beat the crap out of Muscular. Yeah, I said it, crap. Yeah, basically sorry for the notification. Basically, Koda's parents wouldn't die in this one because Deku literally saved them. Yeah. And they will actually reach the entrance exam, where basically Basically, since Deku already meet Uchaku Umaraka, there's no reason why he would trip. He would basically go in with Uchaku Umaraka and starting to see something. Basically, Uchaku and Deku are mothering something to themselves until and after the written exam. Basically, Deku scores 100 and Uchaku would get about 80%. 80%. Yeah, I'm gonna just base her IQ on that. 80% she would get. And for Kachan, he would obviously would go to UA, but I'm not even gonna want to cover him. He would actually be 2 times strong. He would actually be 2 times stronger in the first series of the canon. And basically, after they're done with the written exam, President Mike would say that there's 3 main robots: a 1-pointer, a 2-pointer, a 3-pointer. Deku and Umaraka would probably mutter something to each other and say that this must be that must mean that the 0-pointer must be an obstacle. And Ida just simply stepped in and called out the two, but this time Deku doesn't let that even bother him. He said that he would say to Ida, "You may be a family, a hero, family of heroes, but you must learn to not ask questions." Ida would a little bit get offensive and try to, kick Izuku, but this time, Uchaku literally comes in and hit him in the wall. Yeah, as for the Fox quirk, he will use it in the entry. I'm gonna make him use it in the entry. And this is where Deku would probably, when the exam ready to begin, Deku would literally just look at Umaraka and gave her a 4th quirk. Because Deku doesn't want Uchaku just to, be left behind. So Deku would probably give her one of the foxes and, Yeah. Basically, by time then, by President might say 3, 2, 1. As they hear 1, they don't even think. They literally just blitz it in there. With Firefoxes in Firefox form, because I'm not sorry guys, I'm not sorry for not showing the Firefox form, but next time I'll do it. Deku Uchaku basically blaze it in and destroy robots one by one. Don't forget that Izuku and Uchaku was training with the sword and their fist, but trust me, Hakuryu said that if they failed the entrance exam, he's gonna punish the 2 of them more. Obviously, Deku wouldn't let Uchaku know about this, but the 2 of them would do their best until they see 2 girls stuck underneath the rubble. That would be Mina Ashido and Momoyaya Rozu. Deku would see this and say, "This gotta be this." No, sorry guys. Basically Nezu and scratch everything I say. Nezu and All Might and all the pro heroes will see that these 2 are going at it. They would wonder what their quirks are. Sorry for the notification. They would wonder what their quirks are, and it says that the Uchaku Umaraka doesn't have a quirk, and Izuku Midoriya does not have a quirk. They would be surprised and say, "What? How is this even possible then?" All Might would wonder. Basically, Nezu is curious about it, but he decided not to ask Izuku on when the entrance exam is done. So before the entrance exam is done, Nezu grabs the button and released the 0-pointer. Obviously, Izuku and Uchaku would see the giant robot and everyone running away from it. And when they're ready to turn, I would just walk away. They heard 2 persons scream, which was, who can I say? Mina Ashido and Momoyada Rozu. Yeah. And the 2 of them would wonder, what the heck? No one's gonna save her? Basically, Deku and Umaraka just ran in, grabbed the 2 of them, move, and Deku decided to. Sorry for that. Deku just proceed to pull out an ultimate move, Universal's Thread Cutter. And when the robot actually when the robot tried to even fist Izuku, basically was his whole body just destroyed in an instant. None of the pro heroes even didn't even see what just happened, but only Izuku and Uchaku Umaraka literally flying. Cause let's just say Deku has a flying the wing quirk from Rimrui, and the wing you guys know what I mean. The flying ability from Rimuru, and he would basically essentially lift Umaraka in the air with Mina Ashido and Yorozu. You would only see those four in the air and saying, how many powers does this kid have and what his power is? Obviously, Nezu is even more curious about him and decide to, as the entrance, they call him to the office. As you know, the entrance exam over. Uchaku and Deku decide just to go home until All Might say, "Oh, I am here." They would be more surprised, and they say, and All Might would proceed to tell them to come here and tell them to come to Nezu's office. They said that they were tired, and he said, and All Might would say, "You have to do with your past entrance exam," and they just say, "All right," even though they're tired. Basically, they would just grab a cup of coffee along the way, because they were so tired they have to drink two extra large cup of coffee. Yeah. Basically, when they reach there, Endeavor and most of the pro heroes are there, and they would proceed to ask Deku what his core power is. He decides he told Nezu he can't tell anyone, because he doesn't want anyone to find out his true power. Obviously, Endeavor would take this offensive and try to, because since Deku didn't want to tell anyone his power, Deku would take this as an offensive and try to fist Deku. But by then, Deku, not even looking, just simply do nothing. Uchaku literally flip Deku Endeavor out of his building. Yeah, literally flip him out like she would flip a car over. Yeah. Everyone will see this and say it's shocking to see that Uchaku does have a quirk, and he would say that his secret will keep his secret, but they need to know his power. He decided to tell them that his power is to create and give people quirks. Obviously, Izuku is lying about this, and Nezu would see this power to be strong. And obviously Endeavor just simply walked in back the room and said, "How dare you fling me outside, kid? Do you know who I am?" And Deku just simply just use a power on him that let him see all his memory. And he would say, "No, I know who you are. You're the worst father." He said, "What do you mean? I used one of my powers on you," and he said that you're the worst father I've ever seen. Treating your kids that way and letting one of them run away. Obviously, Endeavor would stumble back and say, "How did you?" He said, "I know everything about you, Endeavor. You're the worst. The worst hero of them all." As everyone would wonder, what did Deku see? And everyone was curious, but Deku decided not to put it up. Not yet, anyway. And as for and Nezu would say that it's okay. You guys passed. You may enter into UA High. And since Deku and Uchaku are actually, out for a bit, their families would basically starting to talk about an arranged marriage between the two of them. Yes, Hiroshi, Inko, and Uchaku Umaraka's family would start talking about an arranged marriage between the two of them, but they seem to be close. And close they are. And Deku and Uchaku wouldn't want to be out eating ice cream and celebrating about their interest entrance exam, and Deku would kiss Uchaku on the cheek. Yeah, getting there flustered, and and just Uchaku would tell Deku his her feelings, and Deku would confess her. Uchaku would confess her feelings to Deku, which Deku and them are in our ship. Yeah, I thought to make them our ship early in this one. Yeah. Obviously, when they reach home and that say they have an arranged marriage with Deku asking who, when they look and they actually point beside her, he wonder that what he's and they were planning to announce something too. So Deku just decided that actually we're officially dating now. Sorry about that. And everyone would be gasped and kind of be grateful for them. And obviously Bakugo is still a little pissed because I'm not even gonna compare the. Obviously, this was really never happens and such. Deku would proceed to go and she and Umar have a little sleepover. Yeah, I'm not even. Yeah, everyone who's thinking that they slept together, no. No, your guys are sus. They'll basically wake up together and decide to live together. And Deku and Uchaku would check the time and they would basically left out to UAA. When they're upon the reaching of India, they would see Bakugo and Tenya Ida having a little, one of the argument about why is he putting his foot on the chair like that. It is respectful. And when Deku see this, basically he would see Ida would when Deku walked in, Ida would see Deku and say that my apologies. You're a better student than I am. Obviously, you've seen that there's more to the test than I could ever seen. Obviously, Deku wouldn't say nothing to him and just walk by and just simply sit down. This is where Mina Ashido and Momo Yayozu comes in and say thank you for saving us. The two of them. And obviously, Ozawa comes in with the quirk assessment test, and there was obviously some of them we asked about orientation, but Deku and Ushaku knows better and get out and go change. Upon seeing this, we never find a hole to the girls' locker room, and this is where Deku kind of tried to annihilate Deku, Mineta. Basically, who covered the hole quickly and said, "Why? Why did you do that, bro?" He says, "My girl's over there. So if you try to peep again, I'll put you 7 feet under." Basically, he would got scared of this, and he would not want to piss off Deku. For the quirk assessment test, he's gonna use mostly his other power, like the fox side that he got from his dream. Yeah, he's gonna use most of his fox powers here. For the Aizawa toss Izuku the ball, and Bagu will say, why did he get the ball? He's a quirkless nobody. Well, sorry about that. Well, if you want to know, he got the high score and he got the most high score in it, and second place was actually Uchaku Umaraka. Those two literally are the powerhouse. Those two. So if I were you guys, try training harder. Everyone would see it and wonder what their power quirks are and how did they get that strong. Baku would take this offensive, but they could literally put him back in his place, and Baku is basically on the hush in the quirk assessment test. For the throwing, the long distance toss, they could proceed to, send that to space. Yeah, that is how strong he is. Yeah, he would be that strong. And for Uchaku Muraka, she would actually get 100,000 meters. And don't ask me where the ball lands. It literally lands next to a volcano. Yeah. That is how strong those two are. When everyone see this and say, "Oh crap! What the hell are these two? They must be monsters." Basically, some of them would say that this will be fun. You know, Aizawa would say, if it's that fun, well, the person in last place would get expelled. Everyone would see this and be scared, but Deku and Uchaku Naraka keep it cool and they would not even worry. For the strength test, Deku crushes it. Long jump, Deku just simply jumps, decided to use his fox form and jump over it. For basically most of the test, Deku uses fox form. Yeah. For Uchaku, and by the end of all the tests, let's just say that Uchaku and Deku are Deku would be in first place and Uchaku would be in second place, Baku would be in third, and the goes the order. But the person who would naturally be expelled would be the invisible girl, but Deku would tell Aizawa that it wouldn't be wise to expel her. Aizawa would wonder, why is that? Are you questioning my judgment? Deku would say no, but if you actually expel her now, that means her power would go to waste. Aizawa would wonder in curiosity and wonder, what do you mean, Izuku? Her quirk is invisibility. She's the perfect stealth hero in missions. It wouldn't be wise to expel her now. Deku and Aizawa would come to agree with that and decide to keep her in the invisible girl. And the invisible girl would come to Deku and say, "Thank you, but why did you save me?" And obviously, I'm just gonna put 4 girls. Deku gonna have 4 wives. Yeah. And this is where I end it. Comment down below if you wanna see part 2. If Deku has the power of the Fog Spirit and Rimrui power. Let's just say, what if? Comment down below, subscribe to my channel, turn on notification, and comment down below if you want to know what happened in part 2 of what if Deku had the Fog Spirit and Rimrui Tempest power. Yeah. Bye guys.